Hey, I'm Dina Robertson with Coach Head Solutions, and I've just hijacked LeapTV. I've kidnapped Isabelle Mercier and getting her to be a guest on her own show. She hasn't quite agreed, but I'm going to go check now and see if she'll do it. Are you ready to get
I would really like to get this off.
All right. Well, we're delays in the interview with getting your gag off.
Oh,
but there you go. Now you're back
to square one. All right.
I think it's warm enough in here.
I think it is. I think we're going to melt soon, but hopefully we can make it through.
I am now all yours.
Excellent. So because you are Isabelle Mercier, entrepreneur, brand builder, coach, I wanted to talk to you about how you felt about entrepreneurs and entrepreneur versus a small business, if you think there is a difference. I was looking up the definition of an entrepreneur, and it's a person that manages an enterprise, usually using initiative and risk.
Yes.
And is that the same, so is an entrepreneur in your view the same as a small business owner?
Well, it really depends. How do I get my thoughts around that? See, an entrepreneur, in my opinion, is a personality trait. Is someone that, we're not all type A's, but we're normally starters. You know, we like to start things, and we have vision, and we like to do things our way. Small business owners, see, you can be a small business owner without really being a true entrepreneur, in my opinion. And that's when what happens is you start a small business because you're really good at one thing. For example, you're really good at coding, or you're really good at making pies, or you're really good at designing something. That doesn't necessarily make you an entrepreneur. It makes you really good at one thing. However, in order for a business to go from, first of all, in order for someone to create a business, because it doesn't mean that we're working for ourselves, that we're creating a business. It can just mean that we're not entrepreneurs, what's the word I'm looking for? Self-employed. See, there's a difference between being self-employed and building a business. If you're building a business, you're able to actually leave and the whole entity will remain.
Right.
But if you're self-employed, when you leave, everything stops. So can you be a good small business owner with entrepreneurial attitude? For sure. Can you also be a small business owner with very little entrepreneurial attitude? Yes, you can. And I mean, yes, it exists. Yeah. It exists, not as successfully though, because in order to really build an entity, something that breathes and lives on its own without you, it requires a lot of planning, it requires a lot of vision. And when I work with small business owners, the biggest problem is the doing. Where they're doing, never taking any time out of the doing and to really plan and mold and architect and engineer the business they want to, like they want to engineer it, right?
So if there was one trait that, a common trait that entrepreneurs carried, it would be?
See, true entrepreneurs don't ask what, they ask who. As opposed to what will I do, how will I do this? They go, here's my vision. Who can help me do this?
Oh, really?
That's a real trait of an entrepreneur.
Who can help me do it?
Yeah. Who can help me? Because it's not
Get
about
to where
you.
I need to go.
Yes, it's not about you doing it all on your own all the time. It's about figuring out, being clear on the what, not getting bogged down by the how. See, technicians, people that are really good at a trait, we get bogged down by the how. And therefore, we alter our what, because we don't know how it's going to get done. True entrepreneurs and people who build bigger, larger businesses, they don't get bogged down by the how. They actually figure out the who.
Yeah, so they're gathering the people who can make them reach their goal.
Correct.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. What would you say is your most valued trait in yourself as an entrepreneur? What do you admire in yourself most?
Yeah, I think I have a really good balance between strategy and implementation. I'm really good at getting it done, but I'm also really good at planning for it, being creative, taking time out so that I don't get stuck in the do all the time. I'm also really good at saying no. I think that, I've been raised in a family of extremely successful entrepreneurs. And the traits that I noticed in all of them is they said no more than they said yes. And when you say no a lot, it proves to me that you know where you're going, you know what you need to get there, and you're not going to get distracted by all opportunities, which most of the time those opportunities are actually distractions disguised as opportunities. And being able to say no proves that you know where you're going and you know what's going to get you there. That doesn't mean you don't want to help. It just means that you know what you stand for and you don't disrupt or kick your sandcastle every given moment, every given opportunity.
But so you came from a family of entrepreneurs. Do you think it's something that's a trait that you inherited growing up in a family like that?
I think I did, for sure. My mom had a hairdresser salon in our house. My dad was a radio talk show host on his own, like he worked for different radio stations. And I think definitely it's in my DNA. I worked for other people early on in my life, like when I was, a teenager.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a true employee. I was an entrepreneur trying to lead someone else's business.
Oh, I'm sure they love that.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah. Some of them actually saw the value of that.
Yeah.
And some of them, got annoyed by that or just thought, hey, who is she? She's so young. How could she know that, or how could she do that big of a difference in my business, right? Which is a little too bad. But funny that you asked that. I was just talking to Fraser last night, and we were talking about what's in my blood and organizational skills. What makes it. I get amazed at talking with people that don't use a calendar or that don't have a specific a schedule in place.
Yeah.
And I think I came out from a schedule, truly, like from my mother, but I have that. I understand that people would live without that. I don't get it. I don't get how they can function. So to me, I remember my aunt saying to me, you moved to a brand new city, Isabelle. I was 20 somewhat years when I moved here. Yeah. And I started my own business right away with my partner. And my aunt said, you're so brave and courageous to start your own business in a new city. The first thing that came to mind for me was, no, what would be really brave would be to find myself a job. That would be brave to me, right? So yeah, maybe it is in my DNA.
Yeah. Well, I've definitely come across entrepreneurs that are, they don't seem organized. So would you say in that case, they're going to essentially fail or eventually fail? They seem brilliant because they've got great ideas and they really can motivate people.
Yes.
But they seem maybe a bit scattered. So is that a recipe for failure in your view?
I can't say it's a recipe for failure, but I would definitely say that it's a recipe for taking you a heck of a lot longer to get where you want to get. It is key to be organized. It is key to not know everything about the how. It's truly, if you're not organized with yourself, how the heck will you be organized with a team? And in order to grow a business past yourself, you need to really be able to delegate and really be able to organize yourself, be self-aware, and also help others organize a team, right?
Isabelle, you wear so many hats. You're a catalyst, you're a brand builder, you're the host of LeapTV. Well, not today, but
yeah, not today.
How have you managed to create so many different facets of your business? And what can you share with the viewers, the entrepreneurs out there, to help them do the same thing?
Well, first of all, it's really important to be clear about your vision, clear about your purpose. Because when you're clear about that, then you're able to figure out which channel you're going to create in order to get you there faster and also having more fun, right? So that's the first part. But the second part, equally important, if not more, is to really, I consider myself my own best client. So I book myself as a client in my calendar.
Right. I bet a lot of people don't do that.
I'm sure that a lot of people don't do that. And we've always been told, oh my God, how do you achieve so much? How do you do so much? Well, because I actually put it into my calendar like I would a client.
Right.
So be clear and book yourself into your own calendar, and you'll be amazed as to how many things you can actually accomplish.
Cool. I want to ask when and how the idea for LeapTV germinated. And the reason I ask is because people have a lot of great ideas constantly. You know, I'm thinking of ideas that I might think are good. But when do you know you should run with it?
When it aligns perfectly with where you want to go. So LeapTV...
going back to being clear?
Going back to being clear. LeapTV was born because my big goal is to help and impact 1 million entrepreneurs by 2015.
It's a big number.
Well, you can't do that working one-on-one in your home office.
No.
So when you're clear about where you're going, suddenly you figure out the means into getting it there. And instead of having 1 billion ideas, well, you'll have 1 billion ideas, let's face it. But instead of just going, which one would be the best fun? And it's, okay, let's look at this. Let's review my goal, where I'm going. Let's align this with my purpose. My purpose is to create holy shit moments. So when you're clear of where you're going, and you're clear of what you stand to get there, then suddenly the million ideas become 10 and 9 and possibly even 3. And then mixed by what is going to be the idea that's going to get me there, again, as I said, the fastest, with the most fun possible, delivering on my purpose, it becomes really clear. And then it's just a matter of booking it in.
Right.
Right? Yeah.
Sounds cool.
Yeah.
So tell us about in terms of LeapTV, the process of it starting and ending, and what did you learn along the way going through that
The biggest thing I learned is don't perfect anything before you put it out there. Do it at 20% from greatness. And because, you know, a lot of people want to perfect things before they launch something. Don't. Just do it and then perfect it as you go. Because had I perfected this, LeapTV would not even be live now, really. I'd be still perfecting it. And
but you strike me as a bit of a perfectionist.
I am. I totally am. But you know what? I know when it's time to just let it go, let it fly, because no matter how long I perfect something, there'll still be crappy feedback. Yeah. There'll still be other ideas that I would not have thought about, right? So, and if you look at LeapTV episode number 1 and this one, boy, aren't you going to see, you're going to see a crap load of improvements. Yeah. And, you know, so the key is just get it done.
Right. All right. Well, what we want to do to close up is to go through what I call rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So the viewers can get to know you a little bit better.
I'm ready.
But you have to answer the first thing that comes into your head.
Sex.
You got to be fast. If you don't have an answer, you say pass.
Okay.
And the object is to be really quick.
Okay. I'll try.
What is your favorite animal?
Oh my God.
Pass. What is your favorite color?
Oh, the whole Pantone book.
Oh my God. How often do you clean between your toes?
Oh, every day.
If you could have a starring role in a film already filmed, what would it be? What movie would it be?
Stuart Little.
Oh my God. You were just given a yacht. What would you name it?
Freedom.
What is the weirdest food you've ever eaten?
Oh my God, a whole chicken foot in Vietnam. Ugh.
What do you keep in your trunk of your car?
Nothing.
Oh, clean girl. Tell something that nobody knows about you. Pass. What was your favorite TV show when you were growing up?
When I was growing up, my favorite TV show, oh my God.
Pass. If you had an extra hour of free time during the day, how would you use it?
Oh, I would play outside.
If you could spend 15 minutes with any living person, who would it be?
Oprah.
What is the first thing you think of when you get up in the morning?
My schedule and what I got to accomplish.
If you were going to treat yourself, what would you do?
I would go to Mirage Hammam, and people, if you have never been there, it's a must. You're missing out.
What do you admire the most?
I admire the most courage and people who take risk.
Do you have a nickname, and if so, what is it?
Momentum generator.
Have you
Pookie Honey,
Pookie
baby.
Honey. All right, Pookie Honey. Remember that. There's in your comments. What is your? Have you ever jumped out of a plane?
No, but came very close once.
What is your best personal characteristic?
I get shit done.
What is the craziest or stupidest thing you've ever done?
This?
What is your favorite breakfast?
Oh, my peanut butter toast.
What kind of deodorant do you wear?
Dove.
What is your worst personal characteristic?
I'm impatient.
If you were a spy, what would your alias be? Oh, pass. What is the best reward anyone can give you?
Time.
If you could live anywhere for 1 year, all expenses paid, where would you live?
I would probably explore Australia.
If you could invent a gadget, what would it be?
Something that saves time on all levels.
Well, that concludes our interview with Isabelle Mercier, catalyst, brand builder, and host 364 days of the year. The host of LeapTV. Was it that bad, Isabelle?
It wasn't that bad.
Was it okay
at
that you were
all.
kidnapped?
It was fine.
See, she's fine, guys. I hope I didn't just rot your mic.
You did not?
I had to adjust my bra strap. Oh well, everyone wears a bra.
No.
Oh well, no, I mean, you know. I'm Dina Robertson with Crochet Solutions, and I've just Kojaked.
Okay. You know what? I'm a turd. I love it. This is so good.